Have you ever experienced anything like this in your lifetime?
Absolutely not. Nothing at all, even close to it. And we're old. You know, our kids have phoned on different days to make
Boy.
sure we're okay. And
Yeah.
half of me is flattered and grateful that they think enough of us to phone, and half of me is really insulted because we don't feel that old, you know.
Yeah, it's certainly like things are very real. I was listening today as we all are like just trapped in the news, and New York City is closing pretty much at 8 o'clock tonight, and Vegas is shut down. Copperfield, all the shows are dark. It's going to be the hospitality industry. All my friends on ships and things.
Wow.
It's really intense.
I worry about the people on ships, and
Mhm.
I worry about the small so-called magician, people
Yep.
who depend on birthday parties and the March break
Yes.
for shows.
Everyone's gigs are canceled. Everyone that I
Yeah,
know, their whole March break season. I have one show presumably in Thunder Bay on Thursday that I imagine will be canceled.
it should be. And
Oh boy, it's magic events have been canceled everywhere across the board. I know 4F has been canceled,
yes,
and of course FISM 2020 is postponed. What is
yes.
the how does that decision get made? Like, I mean, for it was easy, I suppose. The government imposed it, but what's the what
It,
was the
I
conversation?
no, I think when you talk to Renee, you'll find out that it really wasn't an easy decision. It was a
Right,
decision that had to be made,
right,
but it certainly wasn't easy.
right. It
It's very difficult when it's something as big as important as
right,
FISM North America. You
right,
know, I'm just, we're lucky though that it was this year, and as far as FISM is concerned, and not next year,
right, right. And so, as
because
far as the competition is concerned, people are still like, in some way, shape, or form, it's got to happen this year,
oh,
right?
absolutely, it's going to happen.
Right. So
We just
those that
have
have
to
spent,
wait to
right,
find out how. But I've contacted all the contestants to tell them that the contest will happen. We
right,
just don't know when or exactly how, because it depends on the virus and on what the government allows and what's
right.
smart.
Yeah, moving forward, I feel there's going to be a lot more of this style of presentation. We're going to be engaging a lot more in video conferencing and such. Obviously, we'll still have conventions. I mean, but I think there'll be a little bit of a social paranoia after this. I feel like this is like the first time I walked on a cruise ship and was introduced to this whole environment of people saying it's like wash your hands, give parallel. I've had like 10 years of experience on what the world is now facing. My hands are always raw from washing because of paranoia. So I'm curious to see the reflex that happens after the recovery, no matter how long or short the recovery is going to be.
I
So
never thought of that.
so what's the bird's name again?
This one is Darwin,
Darwin.
and she's Maya.
Maya.
It used to be that a couple of neighbor kids took care of the birds when George and I were both away.
Oh wow.
And so when we got Maya, I thought it was a good idea to have them choose the name. So that's how she got the name. Or she comes from Australia too, or
That's
she would have been named after an Australian town.
and do both of them have some kind of a talent? Like you said, the one on your shoulder sings, or is it Cherry?
Well, yeah, and he wolf whistles and he'll say hello as well. This
Uh,
one is like a beautiful blonde, an airhead. She has, you know, the good thing about her is that she's very quiet.
yeah,
So you could have her in an apartment and nobody'd know, but she's just there. She knows us,
yeah.
but she'd never learn to talk or sing Beethoven's Fifth. See,
Do you
did
use
you
them
hear
in your
that?
show? Oh,
Yeah, I use
yeah,
both of them.
that's
Uh,
incredible.
the the first time I used them,
Yeah.
um, I, I put them in a dove cage and then make the dove cage disappear, or them disappear and a rabbit appears. Well, I put them in the dove cage, and the bars are about that wide apart. Well, she went in there and immediately flew out. And this was at a golf course in a huge
Oh no.
auditorium.
Oh no.
I had stop the show. I raced after the bird.
Oh wow. And
So since
obviously,
then, George put chicken wire around
okay,
the
that's what I was gonna
cage,
say.
so we're good to go now.
Wow, that's something. I have never worked ever with birds, ever, or animals just in general. I have a
Well, you're
fascination,
smart.
appreciation, but I certainly are. Well, that's why I'm so fascinated to chat with Greg as well,
Oh,
because with everything that's going on, he's got a lot of mouths to feed.
and he's canceled his shows, I would assume.
I would assume so as well. So
Jeez.
yeah, it's difficult and challenging times. So I guess as
And
far as CAM members are concerned, I mean, and as far as FISM updates, just everybody should stay on, well, the newsletter and the FISM Facebook page and the CAM Facebook page, I guess, right?
yeah, I'm sure Renee will let everybody who registered know what's happening as far as FISM North America is concerned.
Right.
FISM itself is good to go, and you'd mentioned earlier about the trip, the
Yeah,
Canadian tour, and
yeah.
there will be no problem with that either.
Yeah, actually, if you don't mind, mention a little of the details because this is for people that are coming to 2021 when life restores to normalcy and everything's fine again. There's going to be a big World Championship of Magic, which it takes everybody to Quebec, one of the most stunning places in Canada, and then you have a whole other venture for magicians that want to be able to see and experience a whole bunch of other things.
Let me
Just
bring it
and,
up.
yeah, and ends in Niagara Falls.
Yes, at Greg Fruin's theater, which
Ruins
is
Theater.
terrific.
Yeah.
Well, we start out with a tour of Quebec only because, or Quebec City only because we figure most people will have not seen
Yeah,
much
they're
of it
stuck in the
because of the
convention
convention.
ground. Yeah.
But that day we go to a buffalo farm.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, yeah. And we travel to Montreal and Ottawa, and we'll be within sight of the Parliament buildings and tour them. Um, Go to Gatineau and Kingston and take a boat cruise down
Oh, that's
the St. Lawrence
St.
River
Lawrence. Oh, that would be amazing.
and go to the Kingston Penitentiary
Oh, yes.
and tour it. That should be quite interesting. Then we go to Waterloo and the farmers market and Elora because there are neat little
What a
shops in
treat.
Elora, and go to a Mennonite farm and end up in Niagara Falls.
Well, and how do people get a hold of you to register and book the tour or
It
find out more?
is on the FISM website, but they could also
Great.
just email me.
What a great way to see, like, a lot of the, if only we could encompass the mountains,
Oh,
it'd
I know.
they'd get such a great perspective of Canada. But this is a really good
Unfortunately,
substitute for,
the cost would be
for
prohibitive. It's from the 1st to the 7th, so it's a week.
right, right. That's great. A great way to see, at such a great, that St. Lawrence River trip. I think would be one of the
Oh,
highlights for that. Would be that. That sounds amazing.
you know, a lot of these things I haven't seen, and I'm really looking forward to it, like the Buffalo
Yes.
Farm. Oh, the other thing we're doing is going to a couple of wineries in
Oh, I see.
Niagara
Oh, of
before we hit Greg
course.
Fruin's theater.
Of course. So I'll be nice and sauced just to see Greg. That'll be great. Oh, well, thank you, Joan. I appreciate the update. I know a lot of magicians will appreciate the update as well. So,
Well, I
thank you.
certainly wish them all luck and hope this ends very soon.
Yes, agreed. Well, we'll all just keep in touch. Thank you.
For sure.